James, I think this is episode 10.
Is it?
I think it's episode 10.
What are we going to do to celebrate?
No. We have no budget. James, welcome back to the Mind Your
Hello.
Biscuits podcast.
It's good to be back.
This is episode 10, which is crazy because I release every Thursday. And so that means it will, once this goes live, it will have been over 2 months of episodes. Isn't that weird?
How many more do you have recorded now?
I think right now or tomorrow I'm releasing episode 7.
Okay.
So I'm 3 episodes
Okay.
ahead. Not editing wise though. Editing wise, I'm super behind.
That's a lot of work.
But the people won't know.
Yeah,
won't
that's podcast magic.
That's podcast
That's what
magic,
it is.
baby.
Yep.
But we haven't chatted in a while.
No.
So the last couple guests I had were Bradley. Bless it.
That was a good
He's so
episode.
cute. You listened to it?
Yeah, I did.
So sweet.
Yeah.
He is precious. And
I need to listen to more music.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Were you confused by all that we were talking about?
Well, not really. There were just, man, these are a lot of people that I don't really listen to that are not that far off, I guess, like age-wise.
Yeah.
So, so I was thinking to myself, I should probably check these out. And Bradley has good, like, objectively good taste in music. I was about to say objectively good taste in music, in my opinion.
And then it's like, that's not objective.
Yeah, I know. But no, he does have great taste in music, and so I've been meaning to get together with him, just do like a listening thing, and just like sit there.
A listening party?
And just be like,
And
yes,
ponder.
Yes.
I love that. And he would love that as well, actually.
Yeah.
He loves talking about all that stuff.
We'll plan that for our next hang.
Our topic today,
Okay.
so relevant, especially since, I just got back from my cruise. That was phenomenal. I loved being away from people. I loved having my phone be basically a brick. I could only use it really for photos, and I didn't really bring it out that often even. I did not pay for the Wi-Fi package, put that in my out-of-office message. I said, nice try, you're not going to contact me.
Yeah.
And it was good. There were 13 of us. And it was a lot of family members, but it was really good fun. And then, they had buffets on the cruise, and they had activities on the cruise. And I came back and I was like, ugh, I have to cook. I hated that. So now,
I'm sorry. When did you come back into town? So I picked you all up from the airport. That was
on a Sunday.
Sunday.
2 Sundays ago now?
2 Sundays ago. But y'all didn't have the next day off. You just went straight into it.
And dude, that was
Okay.
dumb of us. We should not have done that.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Because I too would be like, I have done that before, and it's like the adult version of having an 8 a.m. class in college.
Yes.
It's like it's
Rough.
it's horrible.
It's rough. And I think I haven't traveled enough to realize that. Like, that is
Yeah.
why I didn't give myself an extra day to just like rest. So yeah, we went straight into the week. Work was busy but not overwhelming, which was good. And then I've just been trying to play like catch up. And also we're moving into a new apartment in August.
right.
And so it's kind of prepping our current apartment for that, being able to make the move. It's a 2-day overlap, which is nice because we won't have to pay 2 rents, but it's also a little bit of like a fast moving thing. We
Right.
have to get it done really quickly. August 6th is when we get our new set of keys. August 8th is when we have to turn in the old set of keys.
Okay. All right.
So 2-day turnaround. I think I mean, it's going to have to be doable because
Okay,
we have
yeah.
no other option. But I have my dad. He's flying out and he's going to help a little bit. I think I'm going to take at least 1 day off of work, maybe 2. Someone's going to watch Max, our dog.
I just say take the 2 if you can.
So I'm gonna talk to my boss during our one-on-one and just like see what she's cool with, because I know I just got back from like a big cruise, so I didn't want to like overdo it with the time off, but also like they know I'll like work over time if needed or something like that. So I think we can work it back around to the conversation of how to get yourself out of a rut, because you come back from this high of vacation and then reality sets in and it is just unprecedented. No, it's not unprecedented. These emotions I feel are just low energy now, and probably because I went so hard on the cruise in terms of like I did a bunch of different activities. I was always moving. I was always engaging with an activity or someone. I was talking or eating or doing something. So now we have to get out of this rut.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's incredibly jarring going from, again, as you're saying, straight vacation to now just back to reality.
Back to reality.
It's really, I've had a problem with that a lot. Like, even I think it stems from childhood, at least for me, because I get those feelings as well. Like if I'm hanging out with family, like my cousin and I, every summer we would, when we were younger, I'd spend a week there, and we just hang out. We didn't have school or anything, and I remember every single time I would leave and I'd go back home, it's like, what's next? I don't, you know.
Because you get brought out of your regular routine, even if things are like going really well and whatnot, and then you go and do something else. It could be vacation, it could be just a small trip, even if it's for work or not work. And you come back, and then suddenly you have to get back into your routine, and that's extremely difficult, at least for me at the moment. But you haven't even gone on vacation, and you also felt, like getting yourself out of a rut can happen at any point.
Well, I think one thing that I have noticed as well, and then I like to compare notes with you on this. So I just came back from a mini vacation. I went to a place called Camp Fimfo.
Stop. What is that?
I'm serious.
Where is that?
It's like a glamping place for. We had a cabin, and they have different activities and stuff for the kids. My little nieces and nephews.
This was with your family?
Were there. Yeah, I was with family, and so it was a time for all of us to get together and just hang out. So it was a lot of fun. But what I noticed was, leading up to it, I was already at a pretty meh state. And then going on vacation was fun. And then coming back, that going from nothing to fun and then going back to nothing, for some reason, that second nothing is far worse.
That drop.
Than the first one, even though it's objectively, the same.
You return to the same set of circumstances, same basic life and routine.
Right. And it's just so exhausting and almost, and maybe this may be speaking a little too far, but it's almost a little like disheartening.
Oh.
I guess. So I guess when I get into those states, the first things that I do is I make sure that I am in a good place, or I'm still giving myself a fighting chance to take back control. And that goes back to the things that we've talked about a lot so far. Getting good sleep, still keeping up with keeping our place clean, personal hygiene, keeping up with chores, things that you can control. And by taking those small steps and taking like literal control of those small steps, it helps me, and it has helped me kind of come back from that feeling of a rut. So, and let's not forget too that feeling of a rut post vacation, a lot of that is just basic exhaustion. So,
time zone changes, traveling, all that stuff.
Right. So that may not even be something that's objectively sad or depressing. It could just mean you're literally tired.
Yeah, that's so true. And so when you say what you all said, it kind of relates to just going back to the basics.
Yeah.
Where's I guess, do you have a first place you start? Because there can be so many different things. What's the first thing if you're like, I need to get my life back on track or something?
Shower.
What do you do? Shower?
Shower.
That's on my list.
100%. That's number one. I have like a not really a skin routine. It's mainly for medical reasons, not for aesthetics. But like, I have like, a special face wash that I have to do. But the point is that I have a routine afterwards, and it's not just any routine, but it's a routine that's also self-care as well. So you're taking control of of a situation, which again, as I said before, helps you get out of that rut. But it's also taking control to take care of yourself, which for me is even more of like a positive thing, and it's a little bit more powerful in terms of getting yourself out of this kind of like a semi-depressive state.
Yeah. I guess I didn't realize for quite a long time that showers are actually very cathartic for me. It was more of like, okay, I'll shower after a gym session. or if I, have an activity that warrants like a big shower. It's not just, okay, if I've been working in an office or something like that, sometimes I'm like, why do I need to go to a shower? I have all these other things I could be doing.
That's a good point too, because it's, I mean, in terms of the feeling of like catharsis, taking care of yourself, taking a shower and whatnot, it also signifies like a completion of I did something as well.
Yeah.
So it's not only self-care, but it's also kind of like a reward, but also a signal of my job is complete. It's free time now, and I can sit down and watch TV or something like that.
I really like that. And I don't know if this is gross or weird, but so I usually, in the past, I've used to do like showers every other day.
That's disgusting.
No,
I'm kidding.
I was like, wait, come on now. Come on. This is a safe space.
Well, aren't there some like, I'm sure there are medical studies on everything, but I think there was a study out there that did say that there are more benefits to taking a shower every other day.
There could be,
for some reason.
the reason
Maybe that's a hair thing, actually.
I think
Maybe
it's
it's
hair.
not showering.
The thing for me was I didn't want to overproduce the oils, and like that's not something you can consciously do. But when you wash your face a lot, it's like stripping your skin of that moisture barrier, and so that signals to whatever in your body, hey, we need to produce more oil. So if you don't have a good skincare routine, like if you're not moisturizing after you shower, then you produce even more oil, and then it leads to more acne. And so that's, in my mind, I was just like, okay, just do a shower every other day, but I can just moisturize instead. Also, I usually put my hair up, so I do wash my hair like every other day, so that way it's not stripping the oils in my hair all the time, so that way I can have these full and luscious locks that I tie up all the time. But I think showering...
They're lush from here, I think.
They're...
Somewhat. There's a flower.
There's a flower!
The flower looks lush.
I actually got this from my cruise in Honduras.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, it's not real.
Oh.
But it's still flourishing.
Okay, yes.
It's still fluffy and flourishing. But the shower part is... I think now, to me, for a long time, I wasn't doing my skincare routine, but I would just get in the shower if needed. So I find that oftentimes if I don't do my skincare routine, I don't want to shower, but if I can get myself to shower, which is pretty easy, I don't know why these days, now I'm just like, yeah, go for it. I go, and then I'll do my entire skincare routine, and it's not a problem for me. So it's finding what needed to be in the right order. And also, I feel that it is a physical separation of the beginning of the day and the end of the day, into which once I shower, I'm really like, I'm not going on my technology anymore. I'm going to be very analog from here on out the rest of the night, either reading or journaling or writing to some degree. And it is a just signifier in the day, which I find it gives closure.
I think it might have been programmed into me whenever I was a kid, because all the time I was raised basically kind of in that way. It's at the end of the day before you go to sleep, you always take a shower. And so I just associated it with shower, associating it with it's time to go to bed, sort of thing.
I love that.
So
okay, good tip. We both had it on our list. One on mine is to set a 20-minute cleaning timer. It's to say we have to start somewhere. 20 minutes is a good amount of time. Maybe you put on a podcast, maybe you put on a couple songs, and then you just get done what you can. And in the morning, recently, that's what I've been doing. I don't necessarily put on the timer, but I just look at the clock and I say, okay, 20 minutes from now is when I'm going to be wrapped up. And there's often times where I'm like, oh, I could just do like a couple more things, but I tell myself to stop because there's always more that can be added to your to-do list. So just trying to get in that habit of saying, okay, I'm going to do 20 minutes of some sort of decluttering, because your environment has a big effect on how you're feeling.
My environment is
okay. Well, your environment
is questionable.
You're working on
you
it.
guys can't see it, but like, it's not really in a shambles, but it's like in a shambles adjacent.
I think it's your work.
Just
I don't know what the word is. You're clearly trying.
Thank you. But I mean, that's what I've also kind of been in a little bit of a down lately, and to your point, it's it's really easy just to kind of let things go. Now, thankfully, I'm not, like gross or anything like that, but I do clutter quite a lot.
Yeah.
And it was also, as of recording this as well, Prime Day was also last week. So
Yes.
I've got a couple of priority items I had to get out of the way, or that I had to purchase. So I got some luggage over there and a drill over there.
Just a couple different
Yeah,
bits and bobs.
Just bits and bobs that I've accumulated over the past year or so that like I should probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is not bad to, I think, to the cleaning routine. That's why cleaning helps, because then you feel rewarded by just the habit of, okay, I made a dent, or I tried to do something, and then day after day, I think that does really help, even if you just zone in on one area.
For sure.
Yeah.
This is going to sound super nerdy.
Please.
Super nerdy.
Please.
But another thing that I've been enjoying recently, doing my budget every week.
Cute.
Having my money date.
And that
Going
helps
through
you
all
get out of the rut?
It helps me, in a weird way, get grounded.
Oh, okay.
Because I could see where I'm at just financially. For me, there are times when I just don't like even just the slightest bit of not knowing where I guess I'm at. Most of the time as of recent, it's like financial. So by putting the numbers in, I can see where I'm at, but also just punching in numbers in a
Sometimes it just feels methodical.
in a spreadsheet is just kind of fun.
It's
like that. I miss my target. Yeah, absolutely. But I know how much I missed. Do I know how to fix it? Not yet. But at least I have some data I can read for later on.
I can read.
So
If I have nothing else, I can read.
Yeah. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, it's all about self-care.
Yeah.
Right?
True.
So self-care financially, it's also one as well. Maybe the TLDR for me in terms of trying to get out of a rut, it's anything that's self-care related that is actually, constructive. Not go online and buy a whole bunch of useless stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
That's a good point. When you said budget, it made me excited because I've been wanting to revamp my budget. And for the past couple nights, like right before I go to sleep, I'll just like noodle on maybe one or two like things that I want to put in it. And so I've just been like doodling on a little sticky note, and it's making me so pumped. So I totally get that. So the weekly budget helps you just stay on course, feel more, I guess, grounded. And
grounded.
Like knowledge is power too. That just helps.
Yeah. A lot of times it brings up alarms, but at the same, but they're good, reasonable alarms.
Yeah. Well, it just gives you signals.
Yeah.
Whatever you put in the sheet, the data comes out. It gives you signals.
Having data is just nice.
Yes, 100%.
Because then I can extrapolate from there.
I agree. So then another thing that I thought of, I don't know if you've done this. It's related to cleaning, but like doing a fridge audit. Sometimes I really like going through my fridge, obviously throwing out things that are old or have gone bad, but also I like organizing things by when they're gonna go bad. So that way I can say, okay, what meals should I cook? And then I'm not in limbo. I say, okay, these are the ingredients that are expiring first, so I want to make sure that I use them up so that way I don't have to just throw them away. And those usually go on the top of my fridge. And when I've been cooking recently, I'll put like a little bit of painter's tape on top of the tin. And
super restaurant.
I know.
Very The Bear.
I know. Like, so I don't have the urge to cook often, right?
Yeah.
Very rarely. But when I do, I'm like, okay, I just gotta make a bunch of what I'm cooking, or at least 2 or 3 extra. I usually have enough energy in me to do that. And then I'll save that for later days. So I just put the, painter's tape on, do a little Sharpie, and write when I made it. And then that helps Bradley and I, save money so that we're not always, spending. And I think the fridge audit is maybe it's like the budget equivalent for me. It just feels nice knowing what I have. It's the data of what is in the fridge and what can I use up and where do I need to maybe grocery shop for. So I don't know. It's very calming.
So I have, something similar to that. It's not a fridge audit per se, but anything that's in deep storage, like my dry goods, aka pantry stuff, or anything that's in the deep freeze, I have all on a spreadsheet, and I have So I don't have like expiration dates or anything like that. I just have how much of each quantity or how much of each thing do I have, and they're all classified with like carbs. This is protein. This is a spice or this that and the other.
Ooh, that's
What
fancy.
was really handy for that is as you're saying for grocery shopping. But what I did was I put it all in that spreadsheet, and I took that entire list, pasted it into ChatGPT, and basically just said, "Make me a plan for meal prep, breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the week."
Yes.
And it
Use
suggested
that
some other ingredients.
AI.
Yeah.
I love that. That's really smart. I
So
need to do that more. I should just have like a list of what I do have because I don't have that much, I guess, in my fridge, but ChatGPT can always give me ideas
yeah,
on what I can do.
yeah.
That's smart. What other tips do you have? I have a couple more, but I wanted to pass it over to you.
I mean, there's other stuff that comes after that, but the other stuff that comes after is dependent on doing the first thing,
And just getting out of the rut
getting out of
itself and then
right,
building momentum.
and then as you build from there, clarity comes and you start remembering, oh, I should probably do this, which then would open doors to, oh yeah, I remember that, I should probably get onto that too. Oh, I haven't seen this person in a while, maybe I should, you know so it's all about getting the ball rolling,
Yeah,
I think, and
100%.
you'll figure the rest out. So
A couple other things to get the ball rolling then. So one of them, you were like, whoa,
is the ball not rolling?
the ball has not rolled.
Oh
Let's
my
assume the ball has
goodness.
not
All right.
rolled. One of them that I've recently seen, it was a podcast by Liz Moody. Again, I love her. And she was like, how do you decrease the amount of time you spend on your phone? One of her tips was like, literally just turn it off. The airplane mode can be super powerful, but it's super easy to turn that off. She said you're more likely to just not be on your phone if you turn it off, maybe put it in another room, and then leave it alone. So that's what I'm trying to do Saturday morning. So last Friday night, I turned my phone off, and then I didn't touch it until I think 2 p.m. on Saturday. Then I opened it, and there really weren't that many notifications that came in. I often think that emergencies are only a lot of times they're only in our heads. Like we don't need to be on all the time. And especially if I tell people in advance, like, hey, I'm doing like a no tech Saturday morning, people will respect that. And then just like maybe give me some space for that time. Especially since my phone's going to be off anyways. And now on Saturday mornings, Bradley and I are going to try and have our little date mornings. So we're going to leave tech at home and just maybe go to a coffee shop or take Max to a dog park, something fun like that. But turning your phone off, I think helps because I feel like it's maybe mentally debilitating habits that we fall into is doom scrolling. And so then we just, even if it's like a game on our phone, if it's social media, if it's looking through our messages and just like texting people at random, sometimes it's not intentional and we feel worse, but we cannot stop. So if you can just make the first movement to turn off your phone, then you have to either be bored, which I think is good. We are in a boredom deficit. We don't give ourselves time to be bored enough.
Yeah.
Or it prompts you to action. And then one thing I've been doing at night, this is after showering. So showering helps me so much, but then after showering, a lot of times what I like to do is just give myself time before reading, and I will have writing time, pondering time, and visualization time, and they all kind of overlap, so it's not defined in certain time periods, but I will have usually something on my mind. Let's take budgeting, for example. I know I want to revamp it, so maybe I'll sketch out in a little notebook how I want it to look. Maybe I'll think about and write about a podcast idea. So I knew I had this. So last night I started writing down some things I had in my mind for the podcast. Maybe it's what I need to do for moving. I've now prioritized what needs to get moved, what needs to move first, who can help us with moving.
Yeah.
Whatever's on my mind, I just maybe want to get it down on paper. And then pondering is literally just thinking about that or anything else. When was the last time you zoned out? It feels really good to just not have to be plugged in. It lets your mind be creative and wander, and not every moment has to be productive, which I find is super, super relaxing to me. And then the last thing would be visualizing. So sometimes I'll, I'll look at my schedule really briefly after I shower, and then I'll go into my journaling time, and I'll think about, okay, when I wake up, what am I physically going to do? Because I think there's some studies out there that show that when you think about doing an action, the same parts of your brain light up as if when you actually are doing that action. So if you open a door and you are thinking about opening a door, the same parts of your brain light up. It's kind of like that repetition without having to do that actual work yet. So I'll think about, okay, what am I going to do in the morning? What is my day kind of going to look like? And it helps almost probe and wire your brain to seek out how you want your day to go. So I find the visualization at night is really helpful, and it gets my mind in a state of sponge. There's so much that we consume all day that at night, that's the time when I can let out all the ideas from my brain.
Yeah. For me, I think for you and me, I think we end up in the same place, but I do the complete opposite.
Oh, so the journey's different.
Yeah.
Okay, different. Tell me about that.
So I always have my phone with me, mainly just for emergencies, or, if I get into a situation where I need my phone, I need to have it with me. But what I've done instead is I've deleted basically all the bloatware, all the things that I don't need to have on my phone. The only thing I really have is Instagram. I don't have Facebook anymore. And YouTube. But on YouTube, because it's so sensitive to algorithms, all the productivity things that I've Googled is already like popping up on my like homepage. And not only that, but I'm also interested in like documentaries and engineering topics as well. And so I have all of that there as well. So it's helpful. It's basically blocked out all the doom scrolling or any the useless things that I could spend more time using. I could spend more time watching something that's a little bit more productive. The thing with Instagram, it's basically my only way of like remaining in contact with people. But two, that's kind of like my fun app.
Yeah.
And that all the reels that are on there are just like funny memes and like TikToks and whatnot.
Oh, we love it.
So it's good. Yeah. It's good brain and like eye bleach, essentially. And for me, I like doing that after showering, not like immediately before I go to sleep, but it's a good kind of like detox.
Segue into the evening.
Right, exactly. It's for me, nothing's really planned. I just kind of do whatever.
Yeah.
Which brings me to my second thing is I often don't have, now I have to-do lists and whatnot and things I need to do, but I don't really schedule things out. I like having the feeling of not freedom. I think that's too extreme
flexibility.
of a word. I do like having the flexibility. I do like not the feeling of not being super rigid when it comes to that stuff. I felt that for me, rigidity brought about the burnout and the rutness. And so I'm not saying, be a free spirit and be complacent or anything like that. You still have to get your stuff done. The third thing, what was the third thing that you had mentioned?
Pondering, visualization, writing.
Writing. I don't really write. Well, I do journal, so I don't really write much anymore. So I guess we're in agreement with that.
Mine is more like if something's in here before bed, it needs to just get on paper somewhere. Otherwise, I'll keep maybe ruminating on it too much.
Okay.
Especially if it's visual. I'm a visual learner, so sometimes I will draw out what I'm thinking, and then I feel so much better, like a weight has been lifted.
Right. And so I agree with that. So I do agree with that third thing. I think just my way of getting to it is just different. Like I like, by being, I guess, more free. I mean, that's where a lot of like the curiosity and creativity comes for me. And when that comes, all the ideas and all the to-do things just kind of come naturally from there. And more often than it would have been had I been a little bit more rigid with my my life.
Sure. I
Previously.
think the biggest thing that you've kind of unlocked for me as well that I didn't think to write before we started was just self-awareness. How did you get yourself in the rut initially, and how do you get yourself out of a rut? So when you're in either place, kind of know your tendencies. What tends to get you down the slippery slope of getting into a rut? And then maybe once you're out of a rut, thinking and really processing, okay, this is what got me out, and this is what got me out of my rut the quickest, where I was feeling a little bit better more fast than other times.
Yeah. So there's what was it? Was it Socrates that said this?
Maybe.
The unexamined life is not worth living.
Oh.
So I know this. I know we're talking about day-to-day things.
We can
but
credit
that
you
could
for
be,
that, not Socrates. No,
Okay. All right.
okay.
I like that. Yeah.
You're like, I would like to be a philosopher.
So I guess doing, weekly audits of yourself as well can help you help with the awareness thing. Another thing that I've considered, and again, I'm just now kind of coming out of this rut, and I'm still kind of in it, but it's a lot better now. I started thinking to myself, like, dude, if you have to put up like a big sign in your room to remind you to do something or to not forget a certain mindset, do it.
Yeah. 100%.
So,
Like, what is an example that you have of that?
so when things particularly were pretty rough, like a couple of years ago, a lot of things happened, kind of in my personal life. And this is when I was going through, therapy and through some of the exercises that I did through there. I just kind of kept it clean and simple. I put the thing on my phone, like a reminder in the morning, that just says, choose happy.
Oh, cute.
And that was it. And that actually helped quite a bit during those first, I guess, few years, kind of like coming out of college, working for the first time. So, but yeah, if you need to, just
Remind
if
yourself.
it's a post-it note or if it's like a sign, go and just do it. It may sound really convoluted, but like if you're in the rut and you're like, and things are just bad, do it.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's smart, especially if you are not feeling like your most optimal level.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll default to what is most readily available. If that message is readily available to you,
Yeah.
you're more likely to pick up on that cue and go down that path. Also, maybe just tell someone. That doesn't necessarily mean like they have to help pull you out of something, but maybe even just telling someone, hey, I'm going through XYZ, or leaving it like broad. I'm going through a rut. I feel like I might need an accountability buddy, or just I might need XYZ. Do that.
Sure, yeah.
I think so. I think people out there are okay with that,
Yeah.
It's a much more open and free time where I feel like a lot of maybe mental health stuff was stigmatized in the past, and it's really not as much anymore, especially if people know that times can be tough and they want to help.
And even in the basic form of, just hearing yourself talk about what you're feeling and forcing yourself to put what you're feeling into words is also just in itself a form of therapy, I guess, as well.
Yes, that's so right. I often have to just talk through what I'm feeling, especially if I have multiple things going on in my brain. I'll talk out loud to Bradley, and I'll be a hypocrite, or I'll like say one thing and then he's like, but you just said this other thing. So then he'll find inconsistencies with what I'm saying. Yeah. And that helps me process through whatever I'm going through to find the actual root issue or root message that I have in my mind replaying. So that's so smart. Let's end on that high note. Let's end on that high note. I love that. I wanted this episode especially to be kind of more short and sweet, because when you're in a rut, I feel like you don't really have a lot of capacity left to give. And so hopefully this could, I don't know, help someone out there at some point in their journey.
Yeah.